Oh, wait a second. Oh. Sorry about that. Just doing some research for the topic of today. Just got sidetracked. Anyways, how's it going? Internet. Darwin here. I have to say the internet part. It's my brand now. Anyways, hello. Depressing news. There was this big YouTuber many years back. I watched him since 2013. That's when they started. They started their channel 2013, Venturiantale. It's the title of the video. You probably know them if you're watching this, because there's no way you would stumble across this without knowing who they are. Now, this has been a hard video to make. Currently still making it, blah blah blah, editing phase, blah blah blah. But yeah, a very hard video to make, not because I'm emotional about the situation. I'm well past emotions. I'm on Android. I have no feelings. Anyways, it's just, I'm pulling out the full production. Did you see that intro? Did you see the transition in the sound effects the Mario 64 can? I'm a big budget YouTuber now, I'm stepping up my game, man. My game is stepped up. I don't even know why. I am just very happy. I'm very happy with this project that is this video. Because, I did it's gonna be it's exciting. It's new territory. It's like video essays, like Pyrocynical or The Right Opinion. More close to The Right Opinion, mainly because it's an expose, or if that's even if I used the right word. I don't think I used the right word there. Anyways, Venturiantale, back on topic. Sadly, he's been, how could you say, canceled in a sense, but not the traditional cancellation, like Twitter is just like, I don't like you because you smell bad, I'm going to ruin your life. No, this cancellation has been done none other than half of the siblings. Venturiantale, all these years, has mostly been consistent of the 4 siblings, the 2 brothers, the 2 sisters. Loved them all. And it sucks. This news really does suck, but I'm not really affected by it because I grew up like most of the audience. That's why it's a kind of a dying channel, probably really dead now as of late. But yeah, so it came out that the brothers are kind of not great people. The sister, Bethany Fry, on her channel, she released a 15-minute video talking about the whole thing. I'm not going to be covering the whole video. I'm going to cut parts out of the parts I think that are important. And the filler stuff I'll just cut out and I'll talk about it. But yeah, let me just give a little quick history lesson. So, 2013, stupid kid I was, discovered this channel, Venturiantale. They were playing Minecraft, Gmod and stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, this dude's cool. He has siblings and he plays with his siblings. That's cool. I have siblings. I used to play with them. That's kind of cool. And so from there on out, I watched Venturiantale for many years. Loved all of their content, loved the siblings, just all of it was great. But, nothing can ever last, and the cleanest of people always eventually get into a bit of dirt, and we will discuss that. Anyways, I guess let's get into the video. Let's rip the band-aid off already, get into it, and then points I will discuss stuff. Maybe it depends. I don't know how I'll do this. I'm still going along with it. At this channel, I don't do steps. I do it all at once. I am recording my voice as I edit. Okay, done rambling. Onto video.
Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you guys about something a lot more serious than usual, and the only reason I'm even making this video is because some things have really happened lately that I'm not sure how to say this, and it's probably gonna be a lot of jump cuts because I'm gonna like try and edit it so it makes sense, I guess, and cut out me not saying anything. But lately, some things have happened that have just like threw me for a loop, and my entire life has just been kind of turned on its head, and everything I thought I knew and I thought I was and I thought who I was as a person, it's just kind of it's was never true in a sense.
Now, I've watched this whole video before, so just warning you, if you thought this was a little sad, wait till you see the rest, because, it gets a lot worse.
This is actually about, if you don't know, I was always part of a channel called Venturiantale, and they're my siblings, so like my two brothers and my sister. And I know on the surface, we always seemed like the perfect family and everything was so perfect. But I guess they always seem a lot better when you're just looking at them, I guess, than they actually are. And thing is like I've only discovered this more recently, and I've just kind of dealt with it. And I've always been so quiet about like things I don't agree with and things like that. So this is very uncomfortable for me, and I'm not used to speaking my mind, and I know I'm not going to say it right, and I'm probably just going to run in circles with one of my words. So, thank you for being patient, and I'm sorry if this video makes no sense, and I will try my best to make it make sense. Okay, so let me think. I grew up very sheltered, like incredibly sheltered, and I think a lot of people probably have had this experience, and I would love to meet more people who have, but sheltered to a huge fault. Like, I was raised in a Christian family, and not just a Christian family, but like non denominational. They wouldn't even go to like other churches and stuff like that. So I wasn't allowed to even make friends. Like, I was homeschooled, and the only friends I was allowed to have were my siblings. And then if I tried to make friends like neighbors and stuff, they would say they're bad influences or stuff like that, even if they're very innocent people. Or like if they came to our church, I wasn't allowed to make friends with them either because say a girl wore earrings, and that was horrible. So I couldn't make friends that way either. So pretty much I was sheltered, and I wasn't allowed to make any friends. I wasn't allowed to have any like opinions to myself or things like that. Like, I was raised pretty much like in this very, very strict, well, religion and stuff like that, which I think a lot of people have gone through that experience. So I'm very curious to know more about like your guys' experiences.
Thankfully, I've never had any issues growing up. Christian. My babysitter was Christian, went to church with them all the time growing up. Never had any huge problems. They weren't like super crazy. They were nice people, luckily. And, lucky for me, sadly, things weren't too great for the Fry family.
But pretty much like it was like if you didn't, you literally not believing those things was not an option because that's all you knew, and you had to believe those things because you had no outside sources. Like, I was no friends outside, there was nothing like that. So I never really had a chance to grow on my own, and I'm 25 finally after all these years, feeling like I'm stepping out of like almost like a prison cell, or like I was in a tower for the last 25 years, and I never once learned to be myself. The most I was able to learn to be myself was like through online things or the internet, and that was the only place I could really sort of be myself. But even then, I couldn't be myself because there was just a lot. that I felt like I had to keep up as like an appearance thing or a fake or just not talk on just to make sure that my family would stay there or be there. And I was so scared of the idea of them abandoning me. But like, I was so scared of them leaving me or them abandoning me because I didn't believe like they did. So, and I feel horrible about it now. Like, I feel horrible for not standing my ground and just saying, I believe this. But being as sheltered as I was, doing that felt impossible. And I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but it just feels like standing my ground and saying what I actually think felt like that was pretty much making it so I would be alone. Never had an experience with making friends outside of my siblings. And as silly as it is, I feel like a child at 25.
This is a statement that really stuck out to me. No clue why. It's just, it felt the most, one of the most relatable parts that's been said in this video. Because, I don't know. I'm a bit of a goofy-minded person, Sometimes I just look at myself and feel like I feel like a just a giant child. And sometimes I'm just like, that's kind of stupid. And then I go back to doing stupid stuff and then not feeling stupid about it.
And I feel like I've never grown or had a chance to be myself or find what I like or who I am or what I believe because I've never had the opportunity. Just remaining the same is the worst thing I could do because it feels like I'm somehow saying those things are okay or like things I don't believe in or things that I think are wrong. I'm just standing by and saying I'm okay with them because I'm just putting up with it. So I grew up in a very sexist mindset, which I think a lot of people who have grown up in religions or things like that have experienced. I feel like a lot of religions, or especially like I know for sure Christianity, can be very sexist. And people will say, oh, it's not sexist, it's just roles and whatnot. But I grew up feeling disgusting for being a girl or being a woman. And I just felt gross. Like, I got to the point when I moved out at freaking 24, 23, I was covering my mirrors with blankets or towels. So I just wouldn't see myself because I felt so gross in a body. And I still feel that way. Like, I'm still working through that. And I have a long way to go, but I'm doing a lot better now. And I'm feeling so much better. But I feel like I want to say it just to get it out there. Like, if someone else is going through this, you're not alone. It's terrifying and it's so hard to break out of that mindset. But if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. And since I was raised in such a sexist mindset thing, I always felt like I had to wear skirts in order to be a girl. I couldn't cut my hair short because that would be manly. I couldn't even wear a cap. I remember my sister would put on a cap and she'd be told she was manly and how it was messed up. And then you couldn't exercise because that was also making you manly. You had to be natural. Like, you couldn't wear makeup or anything. But also at the same time, you had to shave your legs or your armpits or else you'd be ridiculed because girls can't have hair, but they had to be natural at the same time. It was so backward. It was like there was no winning.
Personally, I like to have my legs shaven because I like the cold. Especially in the freaking summer, I like to have my legs shaven because the cold. It keeps my legs cool.
Like, you're not natural and you shave, or you are natural and you have hair, but you'd be ridiculed for it anyway. So I don't know. And also, like, all the girls did the chores, like me and my sister. Like, growing up, I remember thinking how silly it was. Or I'd get so frustrated, and I would even break down crying sometimes and like tell my dad or my mom, and I was asked like, why is it like this? And I hated being a girl because we would every single day, me and my sister, we'd have to do all the dishes, we'd have to do the laundry, we'd have to clean this, we'd have to clean out the fridge, we'd have to do all these chores inside, but my brothers did nothing. And we would point it out and be like, well, why are we having to do this? And pretty much what we'd get back was, you're a girl, so that's your duty, you have to do this. And like, don't worry about your brothers, they're guys, like they don't have to do any of this stuff. Like,
Now, this is kind of like really stupid. I believe in roles, but they're the kind where you get paid. They're called jobs. This is just stupid.
it just was very unfair. And I guess that sort of like sexism growing up always just made me feel gross. And a lot of that also came with, like I said, my body image. And I felt disgusting. And I still to this day am working through that and trying to get to the other side where I'm like, I'm not disgusted and having a body, or just simply being overweight, which I gained a lot of weight when I went through I just went through a bad time and I gained a lot of weight lately. And I've just always felt like I had to meet this expectation, but also at the same time, I couldn't have a body, because if I wore tight clothes, or not even tight clothes, just like regular clothes, I would get pulled aside and angrily told how disgusting I was, or how they couldn't imagine that their daughter would be like that and dress like a whore sort of thing. And just like, and I think is I've never worn you guys are probably imagining like the normal thing where it's like, oh, you wear shorty shorts, or you wear like a crop top. No, I've never worn those things because I was raised so strictly. But it was simply wearing something that showed you were a woman, or you had boobs, or you had a shape, meant you were pretty much gross. And it was just like, how dare you? And I just felt like everyone was watching me for that reason. And I'm off on some other topic, but I don't know. I'm just kind of speaking my mind.
Don't mind. I'll speak away. Speak as much as you need. I'm good at editing. But yeah, it's sad that, the Venturiantale channel has come to this, but it's good that her and the other sister, they're speaking out, because, this is kind of stupid. But it'll get to the part where it involves the brothers later. But yeah.
And that was kind of traumatizing. And I'm still working through that to this day. Like, I'm an adult. I'm a freaking adult. I'm 25, and I'm still struggling with feeling like an adult. And I'm finally getting there after this and everything that's happened. But again, I should get back on topic. So, I've always dealt with things in like the religion that I grew up with and I just was used to. But now that I am older, and I realized this years ago, but I never stood my ground. I never said anything about it. And I never said straight up, like, I'm not okay with these things being said. And I feel horrible about that. But I want to say it now, because I do not want to get this idea that, like, I don't know, they'll probably never say these beliefs online or anything. But, like, I just want to get it out of off my chest. And I have to, and I just want to get all this off my chest and just move on. Like, in, of course, religion or Christianity. I'm not speaking for all religions. I'm only going to speak on Christianity, or like just my experience with Christianity. I'm not saying all Christians. This is not a video attacking Christians. I have nothing against people that are Christians or any other religion. Like, you could be any religion. I respect you. Do your thing. But I'm just speaking on my bad experience with them, or just what I don't agree with in certain, like, in this religion, or things that I never was able to express before. And I feel like I need to do this almost as like a jumping off point of like adulthood almost. And I think it's kind of silly of me, and I feel kind of silly, but I also feel like it's just kind of freeing. And in religion, there's just like an abundance of sexism, homophobia. There was like zero respect for other religions, and no respect for other cultures, and also no respect for just individuality, like just being a different people. Like it felt like everyone had to be a clone of each other and have the same mindset, same beliefs, same everything, and there was no option not to be, because pretty much you're raised in this setting pretty much telling each other that there was this belief that if someone isn't a believer or they don't believe like you have to separate, and you also couldn't like eat with them or just hang out with them.
Yeah, it's funny. This is a thing in like every group. Any group, there's just this extreme part that's exactly like this.
And you can only go around them to witness, and that was one of the beliefs. So growing up, it was like, I remember I used to tell my siblings or like my brothers, I used to be scared, and we used to talk to each other, and we'd be like, one day in order for us to get out of this, we would have to become the devil. And we would say that as a joke, but it's true, because in order to for you to be yourself, you would have to be viewed as pretty much the devil, and they would like outcast you and be like, we'll never talk to you again because you don't believe like we do.
This is another part that stuck out to me because it is very true. Not just with Christianity, but with other groups. There's the radical extreme part that if they raise you or quote unquote raise you, just like you associate with them for a long amount of time. If you deviate from their ideal lifestyle, they will like exile you and treat you as anything other than human.
Even if I want my family to be there for me, at some point it's better to be honest and lose the fake friends or fake family and find people who really just want to be around you for you. And there's no conditions. It's not like you have to meet these conditions or else they'll leave. And it's terrifying, and I'm going through a lot with this, but it needs to be said. And I want anyone who's going through this to know you're not alone. And it's just like, I should have learned this stuff so long ago. And I feel like I'm 25 finally stepping out of this bubble that was just like this fake world I had in my mind. I thought our family was perfect and everything was perfect, but I come to realize it's only perfect if I follow the rules.
This is another part I thought was quote worthy because, like a lot of what's being said here is like dead on. But yeah, this one specifically, it just hits a specific chord because like that's how I saw it. Like the whole channel, Venturiantale, because you thought they were perfect. You thought they had the perfect family. But something broke inside, on the inside. The change in beliefs and ideology, caused half of the channel to just disappear.
I was raised so sheltered that I was terrified to talk to people at 25, unsure how to feel important without a guy or a man or getting married, because I was raised with the idea girls can't work, girls shouldn't have the right to vote. Like I was literally had family members talk about this, and I'm like, why not? It's like, oh well, the families like should be like, oh, the men lead the family and whatnot. But I'm like, what if a girl didn't get married? Should she not have the right to vote? And it was just like so much about that, and I just felt so belittled for just being a woman, and I hate that feeling. And I just felt unsure about everything, and I felt like I had to get married to escape. And I feel like this is one of the worst things ever, because I was taught pretty much that's like if you get married, that's how you pretty much move on from your family. And women, they have to get married and then they move out with whoever they're married with, and then that's how you move on. So my entire childhood, I viewed getting married as my one escape. And I always talk to my siblings about this too. And I would always tell them, like, one day I'm going to hopefully get married and I'll just be able to escape, and I might become Satan because they'll probably marry someone they don't agree with, but I'll finally be able to get out and just be able to be myself. I was unable to speak out about a lot of things. And whether that be like molestation or just
Excuse me, what? If this was done by people in the family, I'm about to call them names.
or just like there was a lot that happened in my childhood and things that just happened to me in those ways that I've never been able to speak out about, and I still will not actually talk about that in depth.
Probably for the best. I don't know how much ruin my childhood could take.
This year I was, or just like the last year or so, year and a half maybe, I was horribly depressed. I was just really, really depressed and suicidal. And I don't want to linger on this topic, but I just want to say it because I know other people are going through those two things too. And I just want to put it out there. And I felt so horrible. And I felt like I wasn't being Christian enough because I knew from how my family talked that being Christian meant if you felt depressed or you felt those ways or you had those thoughts, it pretty much meant like you were feeling ungrateful. Like you were ungrateful and you weren't focused enough on God, or you weren't Christian enough. So I know deep down my mother, my mother is a saint. She's everything. Like she makes me really happy. And my mom, she's always been there for me, and she's always supported me no matter who I was or what I was. And sorry, I'm trying not to cry. My mom has always been there for me, and I know she would have been there for me. If I would have told her I was feeling that way, she would have never judged me, and she would have been there. I was just scared because as much as I trust her and love her so much, it's still scary because she lives with my dad. And like, I'm not saying my dad's horrible. I'm just saying I know his viewpoints on things, and it just made me scared.
Yeah, some people's viewpoints, they're just terrifying. Have you ever seen a Call of Duty player? Those people scare me. Back in the early days of Call of Duty, it's like a world record speedrun on how many slurs you can call somebody in a single game.
So I felt like I couldn't tell anyone, and I didn't know where to go. And it was a year and a half of feeling so alone. And I reached out a lot to people online, like trying to find a friend or someone to talk to, and it helped me a lot. I met my now boyfriend that way, and he's helped me through so much. And it's like I met friends, very close friends, that have just been there for me and would let me talk. And even if I didn't talk about my feelings or those things, or I didn't talk about how depressed I was, just feeling like I could be myself made me happy. Like I could say my own beliefs, I could say what I believe in. I don't have to hold to the things in order to have friends. Okay, well, back on topic. I know this video is probably gonna be long, again, if I even edit it. But back on topic to Venturiantale, or my siblings, the people that were or have always been my only friends. And as sheltered as that sounds, it's true. That was just how I was raised. I wasn't allowed to make friends. My siblings are all I had. And it's terrifying when you find out you won't even have that much anymore.
It's almost that time of the video, boys.
I just wanted to let you guys know, like, why we won't be filming together, or why we've grown so distant, or a lot of people were texting me and asking me why I unfollowed them, which I probably shouldn't have unfollowed them, just like to avoid this topic. But I realize now that was silly and I should just get this out there, say it so there's no confusion. I don't want to be tied to things or have people think I believe what they believe or what they say something I hold to, and I don't want that to be that way. This is going to be like a very summarized version of what happened because I feel like a lot of it's not something for me to talk about. I'm just going to tell you my side of things because some of it is like about my sister and that's her story and that's her thing and I respect her and I do not want to talk on her behalf on anything, and I just want to say my viewpoint and how I feel, and that's it. I'm not going to talk on anything to do with Sierra, my sister, because she's going through or has gone through the same thing and she's in my corner, and I am so grateful for having her right now and in my life, and I'm so happy to talk to her again because we got very distant. My sister, she pretty much grew distant, and I thought it was over other things. I didn't know what it was over really, and it took a while for me to realize what it was 100% over. And I realized my sister was kind of disowned. Like no one talked to her anymore. She disappeared. I didn't speak to her for a long time. I was wondering like it was like what happened. I thought it was over some other stuff. But turns out my family or my siblings and my family, not my mom. Again, my mom is saying I love her to pieces. And I love all my family. I love them all and I love my siblings and I love my brother. But I'm definitely hurt by what is happening, and that's why I'm talking about this. But my sister, she was pretty much like disowned. Like I just didn't know what happened, why we weren't talking or things like that. And I thought it was over something else. And I didn't realize it was over because, like, I heard this from my older brother that it was like he wouldn't go around her because of her beliefs or she believed differently. And that's why he was distancing himself.
Me and my siblings, we have very different, trains of thoughts and ideals too, but, I'm not going to just, abandon them over it, that's kind of dummy. That's kind of dumb, stupid, if you catch my drift.
Again, this is about like Christianity and things. And I remember thinking at that moment, I was like, is that really? That's the reason? Is because she believes differently? She has different beliefs? Like, is that reason enough to just never talk to someone again? And that realization just kind of opened my eyes. It just made me terrified because my entire life growing up, for years and years, I've always questioned. I've never believed a lot of the things that my family believed. I was just always very quiet about it. I never talked about those things because not believing wasn't an option. Realizing that made me think, if they separated with her so quickly over her beliefs, would they do the same for me? Like, if I told them, I was honest with them and I was like, I don't know what I believe. I'm not sure about myself. I'm finding myself. I don't believe these things. Would they stop talking to me? And would they tell me pretty much, I don't want to be your friend anymore, even though that's all I've known? And that they're the only people I had as friends growing up, or even until more recently. Like, that's all I've known. I asked them if I believed differently, if they would stop talking to me. And they would just disown me pretty much and be like, I refuse to ever talk to you ever again. And this is after I am so close to my younger brother. So close. Like, we were best friends. We would talk about everything. We were each other's like only friend almost, in a way. Like I said, we were so sheltered. That's all we knew. And it really hurt my feelings, and I'm still struggling so hard with it today because pretty much their answer to that was yes. They just stopped talking to me. And it took me a couple days to collect my thoughts, and I thought for sure there's no way they would really just drop me. I thought there was no way they would really stop talking to me just because I believe differently. Like, I would never disrespect their beliefs. I reached out to them a couple days later when I finally collected my thoughts, and I texted like in a group call, like a group chat that was kind of like for my siblings, like my brothers and one of my brother's wives. And I just kind of asked, like, oh, you guys want to hang out sometime? I hope we can still just hang out and talk with each other. Like, I know I believe some things differently, but I hope for the best, sort of thing. And pretty much they just replied with, they won't hang out with me that way. And in short, they would only come around me to witness to me, or to if I needed help with something, like to mow my lawn or something, but that was the only time they'd come around me.
Huh? What? Witness? Witness? Witness what? This must be some, like, Japanese ancient language lost in translation or something. I don't know about this one. In the mowing of the lawn. I do not love you anymore, but I will mow your lawn. Shall you need such a exquisite action done?
Well, they just so suddenly told me they would never talk to me again, or not be my friend again. And that was that. And so I just wanted to let you know, like, that's what's happening. And that's why Venturiantale will not, like, record with, like, me, or I'm sure they will never record with Sierra again, because we don't believe like they do. And that means they just can't hang out with us anymore. And it hurts so bad because they're my brothers and I love them. And I've told them I respect their beliefs and I just wish they could respect mine and we could just be friends. But they told me they could never respect my beliefs. They said that. They came to my house at midnight just like a few days ago or a week ago. And they told me they just wanted to explain to me why they wouldn't be my friends anymore. And they were like, we could never respect your beliefs. You have to respect ours, or else you're going against God or something, and you have to respect ours. You can't dare say anything bad about our beliefs. But they also said that they would never respect mine. And it was at that. And it was just, see, I just want people not to feel that way. And that's why I want to make this video, or just at least talk about this a little bit, just to get it out there. It's like, if you're LGBT, trans, religious, not religious, atheist.
Side note, completely unrelated, but you know, in my opinion, atheism, it both counts and doesn't count as a religion, because like half of it, they're like super preachy and religious about how non-religious they are, and the other half is just like, I mean, technically I'm atheist because I don't believe in religion, but you know, like, I don't really care. That's just how I see it.
If you're anything you are, you deserve to be respected and you deserve to just be happy and be yourself. Like, that is just basic rights. Like, just be yourself. And you should not feel like you can't. And I know it's silly to think that will ever be 100% true, because I know the world isn't that pretty. But I wish it was. And if I could even just be there for a single person going through something similar in any way, where they're just feeling disowned for who they are, I want to be there, and I would love to talk to you. So please don't feel scared to write me or comment or email me. Just go ahead. And I just don't want anyone to feel this way. And like I said, I'm struggling very bad with just like my appearance and my body image. And I've struggled with that ever since I was a child, because I was always told I was fat and stuff like that. But I gained a lot of weight when I was depressed this last year and a half. And like I told you, I covered my mirrors when I moved out. It was so bad. And I'm only recently wanting to make a video with my face, because I want to break that. And I just want to be like, I'm a person. I have extra weight. What does that matter? Find people who love me for me. Don't worry about who I am, what I look like. If I want to lose weight for myself, not for anyone else. And that's how I want everyone else to view themselves too. It's just do things for you. Don't change for someone else. And even if that means you'll be alone and everyone will leave you and you'll just be on your own, you're not really on your own. There's people online or around you that are in your corner and they're going through the same things. And I know it's the same for me. I'm sure there's so many of you out there that are going through similar things. And I guess I just want to make this video so others know that too. Well, I'm 25 and I have been sheltered my entire life to the point of never making friends outside of my siblings, never stepping outside my house and talking to anyone, being in a one mindset of just learning so much about one view, one religion, one everything, being indoctrinated almost. I know it's a bad word to say because I'm sure if someone like my brother saw this video, they'd be like, how dare you say that? But they disrespect me all the time, so I'm trying not to worry about it too much. But being told like so many things about like having to be homophobic, having to be sexist, having to hold to so many beliefs, hate all other religions, that's not me. And it's never been me, and I can't just pretend that's okay. And I can't pretend so many things in my childhood, like being molested or things like that. It's just, I won't let it control me anymore. And I'm just going to be open and feel free to be myself. And I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry I'm rambling, and I know that some of this will not make any sense, and I'm sure it will be very confusing. But I hope I got across what I wanted to say, and I will start uploading more normally and just be myself.
Yep, and that's her video. Hope you liked it. It was real good. I happy she spoke out and was honest about stuff. Again, this isn't just some normal drama. This is like half of a family just thrown out the door, Like, it's messed up because, it sucks to be, abandoned by family. That's horrible. It's bad. It just is. Unless you, of course, like, it's bad people in your family that's being, like, abandoned. I guess that's kind of good if you look at it away. Anyways, though, that's not the end of it. There's more. You see, I've been waiting to make this video for a reason. This drama happened like June 19th. June 19th, I was there. I was there because Venturiantale uploaded a live stream. I was watching that, and then the sister came out with that video, and it was surreal because I would just finish that. It was like, oh man, that was a very cool live stream. And then like people in the Discord, the Venturiantale Discord, they were like, what? Oh, this is stupid. I can't believe he'd do this. And I'm like, what's going on? It's like, watch Bethany's video. And I'm like, what? She uploaded something? What did she do? And then it's like, just watch it. And I'm like, okay. So I watch it, and then I'm just disappointed. But anyways, I'm not talking about the past. I'm going to talk about the future, what I was supposed to be talking about before I started rambling again. There's been a divide in the fan base, and I think it's kind of stupid because, They're treating this like this is just some random person throwing allegations when it's not. People are like, I'm not gonna pick a side until Jordan or like Isaac, they released their side of the story. And I'm just like, there's no sides. There's no sides. One, there's a whole lot of like proof. There's a whole lot of evidence in the video. I didn't show the whole video. I cut out like quite a few of it, but like I got the gist in it. But like the video is proof. The sisters, they're backing each other up. The mother, after the video, the mother showed their support for the sisters. Even people inside, like in their inner circle, are supporting them. Like, they're in the Discord chats, they've showed their support. They were saying, like, this has been a problem for years and they've known about it. They just never said anything because, you know, it's the sister's place to speak up about it. Like, it's family matters. And I've done a big YouTuber thing. I actually scored an interview with somebody in the inner circle. I hope I'm allowed to say this. I actually don't know. Understandably, they asked to be anonymous because, you know, don't want to just bury yourself in the mud. So, pretty much, sources, I'm gonna be naming them Trust Me Bro. So, sources are Trust Me Bro. And trust me, bro, I have some solid information. The two most important questions, they're the only important ones, actually, are, I asked them, how many people have experienced the behavior of the two brothers that was talked about in Bethany's video. They said quite a few people, some that we know of in the servers, and more that are yet to be named. Most likely won't be named because, you know, privacy, and they're in the inner circle. There's a reason we're not. Second question, I asked them, do you think this situation is done, like, right now, or do you think it'll, like, continue, like, for better or worse? And they said, you know, wish it would calm down, but it'll most likely, like, get worse before it gets better, and especially for Jordan and Isaac at this time, because he has revealed some juicy detail. Like, this is incriminating evidence. They will go to federal prison for 50 lifetime sentences, you know? The horrible thing is, turns out, when they're not recording, they actually swear. Like, can you believe this? Jordan and Isaac, they swear off camera. I could never imagine such a thing. And I guess kind of important, but I guess not as that news. Isaac and or Jordan, they deleted the live stream. Before that, they were deleting comments talking about the drama, and they were liking and responding to the comments saying, oh, we love you and support you, don't listen to them, they're just haters. When, you know, that's really dumb. But then they delete the live stream, they hide all the comments on all of their videos, and they release a new one. Here it is. I know a lot of you were expecting a response video giving my side of the story and defending my family, but there won't be one because I love Bethany very much, and I don't think talking about her personal life is appropriate. So after giving it much thought over the past few days, my only other option is to step away from the channel for a while. The Patreon has been closed and all patrons refunded. I love all of you and will miss you dearly. Hope to see you again someday. Vent. Not gonna lie, to be honest, I don't really buy it. I think they're just running away hoping it dies down, and then they'll come back hoping everybody forgets. That's how a lot of drama goes. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think, because this is the end of the video. Sorry it was long. I couldn't really think of any other way, rather than an in-depth video essay about the whole situation. Anyways, that's it. Hope you enjoy. I guess things to take away from this is never trust your childhood heroes. And also the support. Do the support. #Beth support. Okay. Goodbye.